The saying goes, you are what you eat. That not only goes for us, but for our pets as well.
That's right. So joining us today is Dr. Rena Carlson from Alpine Animal Hospital. Thanks so much for coming in. You know, we think we're giving our dogs a treat if we give them a little bit of people food. Are we causing some problems for them instead?
Likely, yes.
Okay.
Unfortunately, people food, really, they don't always digest it very well. It really makes their whole diet a little bit more unbalanced. And volume-wise, you know, we think of a small portion for us could be a huge portion for,
It's
you know,
all
depending
relative.
yeah, depending on the size of the dog, exactly.
Okay, so we think, you know, dinner scraps or something from the table. You mentioned that it kind of messes up their diet. Is it best just to keep an animal on the same thing all the time, only adjusting very slowly and maybe for age?
Yes, and you know, one of the problems is we think, oh, but it's so boring. You know, why should they eat the same thing? It'd be
I
so
wouldn't want the same thing every day, every meal.
And so we unfortunately put our feelings on them. And if you think of animals in the wild, they really do eat the same thing all the time. And so their systems are designed to be acclimated to a certain food type or ingredient, and that's really what they should have. So feeding the same quality food all the time is just fine.
Well, and also, aren't there some people foods that are dangerous for pets? I had heard we were very good about just giving dog food to our dog, but we'd give him grapes every once in a while, and he loved them. But then we heard they could actually be toxic.
Yes, they really can, and it really seems to be certain genetic lines are more sensitive, so many dogs get away with it, but we really don't know which ones those are. Grapes then of course turn into raisins, and they're kind of sweet, and dogs will eat a lot of raisins, so that could be a problem. Xylitol is something in chewing gum that, you know, the dogs get on the counter and grab the package of chewing gum, and that can be toxic. So there really are quite a few human products that are toxic to dogs.
So when we are in the shopping aisle and we're looking for food for our pets, what are some of the things we need to look for on the labels of, like, dog food?
One of the first things to look at is the AAFCO statement, and that is actually the regulatory agency for pet foods. And you want to read that statement, because really most of those will say for all life stages. Well, that's really not a very good way to feed your dog, because first of all, if you have a puppy, you don't want him eating like the senior dog. If you have a little more lazy dog, you know, versus the hunting dog, they really need to be fed different foods and different protein content and different calorie content.
How can you tell if you have the right food for your dog? Are there signs that your dog's not getting the nutrition it needs and maybe you need to switch?
There are. The problem is once those signs occur, you're pretty far into the problem. And so really what you need to do, the biggest thing is talk to your veterinarian. Veterinarians know a lot about nutrition in dogs and cats, and that's really the first place to go, because they need to know what health problems they may have, you know, the life stage, their, you know, how much energy, their activity level. There's so many variables that it's very difficult to put one, you know, one food on any individual dog.
So if somebody would like to consult with your staff there at Alpine Animal Hospital, can they give you guys a call and set up an appointment?
Absolutely. In fact, a lot of our technicians are trained in nutrition and can answer a lot of, you know, basic questions. Of course, if your animal has some medical issues, you do want to get in and talk to one of our veterinarians.
Great. Dr. Rena Carlson, thanks so much for coming in today.
Thanks.